Well. Even though Ark Survival Ascended is mostly a reskin to Ark Survival Evolved, there is one obvious reason why you might want to jump on the remaster, at least if you're a console player, and that is mods. Mods have been an essential part of Ark's longevity, and while PC players have taken full advantage of these for years, the console community had no access to them until Ascended came by. Between new maps, new creatures, and new items, the mod workshop can offer all kinds of content to make the game even better. I've decided that in 2024, oops, I dropped my camera, I should explore more of these mods and showcase them here. So today, we're taking a look at the Draconis Glaucus, the water dragon. This is a very cool looking creature with an interesting taming method and an exciting skill set on paper. Believe it or not, these things are inspired by a real creature called the blue dragon. I've read a bit about this creature, and they're a little sea slug that floats close to the ocean's surface upside down and is known for eating poisonous jellyfish and then use their poison to defend themselves. Well, the in-game Draconis Glaucus has the exact same behavior as it does in reality. Okay, let's talk about where to find these guys. The Draconis Glaucus is relatively easy to find in-game, since they're floating on the surface of Ark's ocean most of the time. In the mod description, the exact spawn area is not mentioned, but I've been able to find a lot of them in the southern area of the map. They're easy to spot from both air and from water, thanks to their size and the Nidarias that spawn nearby. Now that we've found one, let's see how we can actually tame it. But before that, how about you subscribe to the channel and hit the like button on this video. My target for this year is 15k subs. I know it's quite ambitious, but I got plenty of cool content planned out, including the new Will It Boss short series that I highly recommend you check out. By the way, I might be doing a face reveal when we hit 10k subs, and who knows, I might even add a webcam to some of these videos if you wanna see my annoying face from time to time. But for that, subscribe to the channel. Back to the Sea Dragon. The Draconis Glaucus, even though passive upon encountering, cannot be tamed. You have to raise your own from a wild egg, similar to the other dragons in the game. But unlike the other Draconids of Ark, they don't have underwater nests for you to loot. The egg acquiring process starts by locating a Draconis Glaucus. They are hermaphrodites, so that means that any sea dragon you will find will lay an egg. The next step is to charge up the dragon by feeding it Nidaria corpses. The dragons spawn with a lot of Nidarias nearby, similar to a Bacillo with mantas. This is good since you have to feed the dragon 10 Nidarias. After you have fed the dragon, it will become hostile, a boss health bar will appear, and the fight begins. I highly recommend using a Basilosaurus, as the charged up sea dragon can use electric attacks and can stun opponents that use melee attacks against them. The Bacillo's immunity to stuns is very helpful here. Once the Glaucus is defeated, a pop-up message will appear and it will swim away, leaving behind a much desired egg. Just like the Glaucus, once you drop the eggs from your inventory, they will float to the surface, making them easy to keep an eye on from the shore. Hatch the egg and now you have your own Draconis Glaucus. Now, when it comes to raising them up, they will only eat biotoxin, similar to how the wyverns eat only milk. Unfortunately, I was not able to figure out the spawn command for them, so I don't know the exact base stats, but they're looking quite average. Except for that health. That health is actually insane. The rest of their stats are more in line with the other Draconids of the game, and just like them, they can spawn above max level in the wild. But oh boy, these things are fast. I think it's time to check out their abilities. As noted before, the Glaucus is super fast, but they're also quick when moving backwards, which can be super useful when trying to keep the distance from your opponent in a fight. As you can see, they have a charge up bar, which powers most of their attacks and also makes them glow. This bar is filled by consuming biotoxin. Their first attack is a simple bite that has the additional effect of inducing torpor when the Glaucus is charged up. The second attack is a breath type attack. It's mostly a combination of the lightning wyvern breath and the Managmar breath. This deals tons of damage and is extremely easy to use since the Glaucus can move backwards. But it's not their only ranged attack, as the alternative fire button launches an electrical bubble projectile. Now their last attack is a huge electrical AoE discharge that drains the charge bar completely. Unfortunately, once your charge bar is drained, you will not be able to use the range attacks or the electrical discharge. The Glaucus also possesses a defense mechanism. While charged up, the Sea Dragon will deal damage and stun the opponents that are trying to bite it. This thing has so many torpor-inducing attacks that it can actually knock out creatures before killing them. One more thing about the Glaucus in water, if you leave him be, he will always float back to the surface upside down, just like its real counterpart, though this behavior can be disabled. And yes, you heard me right when I specifically said in water, because the blue dragon can actually exit water. Real blue dragons sometimes end up on beaches thanks to their small size and the current, so of course the modders implemented this as well. The Glaucus can move on land, but it will dry out after 30 seconds. Once the Glaucus dries out, it will take more damage, it will be slower, and it won't be able to use any electrical attacks. This makes them an interesting choice for river exploration, similar to how the Sarco works. Though keep in mind that you won't find any Nidarias in shallow waters, so bring your own biotoxin. Another interesting fact about the Glaucus, as I previously said, they're hermaphrodites. They can breed and both parents lay an egg each, but this comes with the downside that they completely lack the mate boost. Well, that pretty much summarizes all of its abilities. I have to say I'm super impressed with the way everything is inspired by the real blue dragon. And there's no doubt in my mind, this is the most beautiful aquatic creature this game has ever seen. The way it glows when it's charged up, it's gorgeous. Now, when it comes to utility, it clearly adds a new dimension to aquatic warfare, which was mostly dominated by pure brute force creatures. Skilled riders can make use of its speed and ranged attacks to turn the scale into their favor in battle. Their speed and stamina regeneration make them an incredible choice for deep sea loot hunting, though I have to point out that they consume stamina quite fast. Thanks to their lightning breath and immunity to Tuzo Grab as well as Nidaria Stun and Eel Shock, they're a very good caving option, as they can take out multiple creatures in no time. The last thing that we need to touch on is the Alpha Glaucus variant. I haven't been able to find one, but these are passive at first as well. However, they're extremely dangerous to face. But you will have to take on them, as they're the only way of obtaining a higher quality Sea Dragon saddle. When you kill them, a saddle blueprint for the Glaucus is guaranteed, though its quality is random. Probably it's best using another Glaucus to fight them, as you will be immune to their electric attacks, but a Bacillo could get the job done as well. So yeah, that's pretty much all you need to know about the Draconis Glaucus. My opinion? Awesome creature. Love the realism aspect of this thing, even though it's like 100 times bigger. But yeah, if you want to spice up your ocean, the Glaucus is definitely a great option. Just imagine these guys on a purely water map, like the Genesis Ocean biome or the Sunken World map. They would be incredible. But let me hear your thoughts on the Sea Dragon in the comments down below. As always, it was a pleasure checking the hard work of the modding community, so guys, if you want me to check out other creatures or map mods, the comment section is all yours. Like the video, subscribe, and until next time, Spartacus out.